All right, we will call the meeting or reconvene the meeting. We had a closed session earlier, and we will reconvene the regular board meeting for October 7th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Are there any disclosures of interest? Hearing none. Previous board meeting minutes from September 16th.
A motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the minutes from September 16th. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And just for the public's notice, county administrator is online, correct? All right. He's not.
That is correct.
All right, thank you. Review the agenda. And we have a couple of changes. First, I'll go to Andrea.
Yes, we'd like to add number 8 to the consent agenda, and it would be approve the Northland Grading LLC settlement agreement.
That's what the closed session was about earlier
Correct.
with our county attorney. Okay, any other additions?
Yes.
Linda?
I would like to reconsider something that we voted on at the last meeting, and this comes from Public Works, and it has to do with Mr. Betcher's property, and there were numerous violations that came up since that meeting to our notice, and I would like to consider reopening that
So you want to add that to old business?
under old business. All right.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, we'll add that. A discussion on Josh Betzer's permit. Anything else? Not, is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, do we approve the agenda, amended agenda? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Consent agenda. Now, there are 8 items on there since we added the one about Northland grading. Motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the consent agenda with 8 items. Any further, there's no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. And we are on to probably the highlight of this meeting, 4-H Week proclamation. Allie, you want to come forward?
Happy National 4-H Week. We're really excited to be here again this year, have our youth read the proclamation. I'm Allie Kleckner. This is Amanda Gebhardt. And we have with us 4 representatives from our 4-H program in Goodhue County. We have Eddie Winters, who's our current council president, 2 members of our county ambassador team, Dan and Brent Carpenter, and a member from our General Livestock Project Bowl and Livestock Judging team, Kendra Neeser, who will come forward.
Hello, everyone. As Allie stated, my name is Edward Winters. I'm from the Zumbrota Busy Bees, and I've been in 4-H now for the last 10 years. Some outcomes have come out of the Goodhue County 4-H program is that the Goodhue County Extension Department works to create a healthy, thriving, and equitable community for all. Extension does this by bringing Minnesotans together to build a better future through university science-based knowledge, expertise, and training. Extension is the front door to the University of for the University for all Minnesotans, providing tools to build the future they envision. More than 1 million people are reached annually by the extension education. In the 2024-2025 program year, 1,001 youth, kindergarten through 1 year past high school, were enrolled members in the Goodhue County 4-H. Goodhue County is consistently ranked in the top 4 counties in the state for enrollment. The annual 4-H Youth Outcome Survey, distributed in the fall of 2024 to Goodhue County members, indicated the following: 100% of youth who participated in 4-H can now work with others to achieve a goal. 100% of youth also can actively listen to what others have to say. 94% of youth enjoyed learning. And finally, 99% of youth felt like they belonged. Thank you.
My name is Brent Carpenter. I'm from the Cloverdale Club. For the resolution, whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization, supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country, and whereas 4-H has helped 1,001 youth in Goodhue County in the 2024-2025 program year to become more confident, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders. And
my name is Kendra Neeser. I'm part of the Belvedere Happy-Go-Luckies, and I've been in 4-H for 13 years. Whereas 4-H is delivered by Cooperative Extension, a community of more than 100 public universities across the nation that provides experiences where young people learn by doing through hands-on projects in the important areas of health, science, agriculture, and civic engagement. And whereas 4-H is the largest youth organization in Minnesota, and Goodhue County has one of the largest 4-H programs in the state, with methods backed by university research, 4-H offers the 4-H offers the opportunity for youth to learn how to solve problems, make decisions, and communicate ideas. And
my name is Daniel Carpenter. I'm from the Cloverdale 4-H Club. I've been in 4-H for 11 years. Whereas National 4-H Week showcases the incredible ways that 4-H inspires kids to do and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in Goodhue County, who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them, provide opportunities and experiences, connections and discoveries, shaping youth into their true and authentic selves. And whereas 4-H's network of nearly 500,000 volunteers and 3,500 professionals provides caring and supportive mentoring to all 4-Hers, helping them to grow into true leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries.
now, therefore, Goodhue County Board of Commissioners do hereby claim October 5th through 11th, 2025 as National 4-H Week throughout Goodhue County, and encourage all of our citizens to recognize 4-H for the significant impact they have made and continue to make by empowering youth with the skills they need to lead for a lifetime.
Thank you. Want to move the resolution forward?
I'd like to make a motion to move the resolution forward.
I will second that.
Moved and seconded that we move the resolution forward as presented by our 4-H members. Just have to say, driving around Goodhue County the last couple of weeks and seeing all the signs about Join 4-H all over this county is amazing. It is really, truly countywide, and it really, truly does serve youth. The other thing I will say is I just got yesterday, I think it's called the Country Acre paper, and it highlighted 4-Hers from all across southeast Minnesota, pretty much 1 or 2 from each county. And probably the most significant thing is when you read what they've learned, it's cooperation, it's communication, it's hard work gets you, it gets you somewhere. And if you don't succeed, keep doing hard work and you keep going. And public speaking, and it is what 4-H really brings forward with kids and youth, and it develops leaders, and you are excellent speakers, all of you. I appreciate that. And Goodhue County's done a really good job with this program. We continue to do a good job. And it is really kind of impressive that we had excess of 200 that competed at the state level this year. That's kind of an impressive number out of out of this group of youth, so, go ahead.
I just wanted to congratulate all of you that Goodhue County is in the top 4 counties of Minnesota for enrollment. That is very, very impressive. And that, I think, is attributed much to the leadership of the 4-H here in Goodhue County. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you so much for the work that you have put into it.
Any other comments? Otherwise, on the resolution, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Okay, clap.
I said it'd be the highlight of the meeting, and I think I'm right. All right, land use management.
Commissioners, the first item under consideration from land use is to consider a request submitted by Eric Ryan, who is the property owner, to allow for the construction of a new manure storage pit that is proposed to store up to 3.1 million gallons of manure. The property is located at 23933 County 9 Boulevard, Goodhue, Minnesota. Included with your agenda materials is a copy of the application submitted by Mr. Ryan, site maps prepared by land use staff, the draft meeting minutes from the September Planning Advisory Commission meeting, and a copy of an email that was submitted to county staff from the Soil and Water Conservation District that was read and submitted as part of the testimony at the Planning Commission meeting. As I mentioned, this property is located just off of County 9 Boulevard. It is located in an A1 Agricultural Protection District. It's located within Goodhue Township, and the township has signed off on the application for conditional use. The Planning Commission, as I mentioned earlier, held their public hearing on September 15th, and they are forwarding a unanimous recommendation of approval to the county board to recommend approval of the manure storage pit. The pit itself would be approximately 415 feet in length by 218 feet wide by approximately 10 feet deep. This design is professionally engineered. It is concrete lined. The plans are included in your packet. It is generally considered by the Planning Commission and Soil and Water and staff as to be an upgrade and an improvement to the way manure storage is handled on the county's feedlots. With that, there are proposed findings of fact that are listed in the staff report, and there are some pretty standard conditions that are being recommended. Nothing out of the ordinary. These are all standard conditions for affixed to any conditional use that gets issued with a feedlot. So with that, the recommendation is to, adopt the staff report into the record, accept the testimony that was submitted, and again, there was no one that spoke at the public hearing. The only testimony submitted really was correspondence from Soil and Water. Recommend that the County Board of Commissioners approve the conditional use permit to allow the construction of a new manure storage pit. With that, if there are any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Questions from the board?
I'll move approval of the Planning Commission recommendation with the finding of fact and the conditions.
Second?
Moved and seconded, we approve the conditional use permit and use the findings of fact and the materials we've been given for approval. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Next item, purchase agreement selling out Lot A.
All right, this agenda item last appeared before you in July of this year when the board voted to authorize staff to proceed with the sale of Outlot A as part of the Lake Billsby West Plat. The land is currently owned by Goodhue County. We are now asking the county board to enter into a purchase agreement with the property owners, Mr. and Mrs. Robertson, following the same procedure that was used approximately 2 years ago when the county board sold all the surrounding waterfront lots along in this neighborhood. Just to provide some background, one of the main things that had to transpire between July and now was that the property owner did have to prepare a plat. The property that the Robertsons own, plus the property that the county owns, are being combined into one lot, and the only way to do that when you have two platted properties from two different subdivisions is to essentially replat the whole area. So in this case, the means in which the county is approving that plat is through what's called an administrative plat. A copy of that plat is included in the staff report, so you can see kind of the lot dimensions and the area that we're talking about, but it really does just replat one lot. So there's just one subject property. The county, there's a lot of signatures on the plat, so the county, the chair of the county board will have to sign the plat, along with the county land surveyor, the county recorder, a whole list of people. Let's see, a couple other things to note here is that the purchase agreement as drafted does reflect the $700 sale price. There is a $100 essentially earnest money deposit that has been already paid. We will collect the remainder of the amount at closing. Closing is scheduled for tomorrow or soon thereafter, whenever all the signatures can be obtained on the plat. The bank does need to sign, so the lender, essentially that has the mortgage for the Robertsons property, does need to sign the plat as well. We do not have that in hand yet today, but it's been indicated by the Robertsons that they're able to obtain that approval from their lender. So with that, the recommendation is to enter into a purchase agreement, approve the sale, and then to acknowledge and approve the replat of the lot.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded, we approve the purchase agreement and accept the plat, sell the property. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. It's been 10 years, 11 years in the working. We're done with that now. All right. Sheriff's Office, request to order 26 squads in 25.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the good thing is I'm not ordering 26 squads, 25, right? But we are planning on ordering 8 squad cars for 2026. The window for these dealerships opened. And as you know, they close within a month generally. It's quite actually competitive process for us to get in and order these early. We've done this in the past just because they opened the year before and we are allowed to spend that money in 2026, which, by the way, all of these vehicles are currently in the capital plan. But this usually this is on the consent agenda, but of course we're in the budget process, so we are bringing it here for your approval. I could read it all, but it's in front of you. Those vehicles total $378,090. And I'll stand for any questions.
Questions? Motion?
Also move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, we order early these squad cars. Well, order them on time, maybe.
Yeah, right.
For 26. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have some reports, but I just have to go back. Just so we note it, I didn't do it earlier. The final, in consent agenda, the final bridge maintenance, I think it listed Fitzgerald in the in the report, but it's actually Redstone in the resolution, and it was Redstone that we did do that work with, not Fitzgerald. It was just a miss in the report that it was, but just so that gets corrected and is accurate, that it is Redstone that we approved that final payment, contract payment with. Correct?
Correct. Yep, the resolution is correct.
All
Yep.
right, thank you. All right, and then you have some monthly finance reports and staffing report, and Jess, do you just want to talk us through that County One signal, just what, I saw they're digging out there today or yesterday and made some, we can move forward with something different than what we thought before?
Yep, so where we're at today is a little bit further along than the report that we wrote, just because new things have happened. We've been working with insurance to ensure that we follow a process that we can recover some of the dollars that we're going to be spending on this repairs needed for the signal. So we were able to authorize, we had gone through a quote process, received a couple quotes, and were able to award a quote to Egan Companies. And our staff was out to do some concrete sidewalk removals. So when Egan is available early next week, they'll be able to start without having to do additional work that would take time. So,
Are they turning the signal back?
no, they're going to need to take the entire signal system down. Not all four parts of it,
Right.
just the one that was damaged. They'll take that down, and some of the elements on there need to be replaced due to the damage that was caused. The pedestal that the signal is on was deemed unsafe because the whole signal system had spun at almost a 45-degree angle from its original location. So they'll have to remove that existing pedestal and then pour new concrete for that. And then the signal, the parts that are being repaired will be blasted, primed, and painted before being put back up because the paint system had been failing. And then there'll be some additional work down the road a ways. It'll probably be in the winter time when we get to reinstalling there's a street light that attaches to the top of the signal system. But parts for that, the replacement parts are out several weeks. So that won't be repaired immediately, but the signal system should be completed hopefully before the end of October. So it's going to be a little flurry of activity here to start next week, and then there'll be a period of time where they're getting the signal repainted and ready to be reinstalled. So.
Good, go ahead.
And this is being handled, I see on here, through insurance companies. I'm assuming it's the trucks insurance company you're dealing with?
You're correct. Yep.
Yeah.
And then project status reports, and then old business, the one we added,
I have new business too.
old or new, yeah.
I have both. All right. New business, I would like to commend the Sheriff's Department for an arrest that was made September 3rd. And this is in regards to child sex abuse and child prostitution and child exploitation. Having spent my adult career in that field, I am so aware of how it can so distort a self-image, and that damage can go on for generations. So I am very appreciative to the Sheriff's Department for everything that you did on that case. Thank you. Old business.
Old business.
I would like to bring forth the Betcher driveway again and revisit it. I don't know
So
exactly
you're
how
going
to
to
say
move
it.
to reconsider.
I would like to move to reconsider the Betcher driveway situation that we had voted on at the last meeting.
Second.
I'll second.
And I will abstain from that because I was not on the prevailing side. So the motion is to reconsider that action taken at a previous meeting. Any discussion?
What?
All right, this has to do with new information that came forth from Public Works. And
So all we're doing is going to say, are we going to take it back up? That's all we're doing right now. We can have the discussion about
Okay.
what happened if we're going to take action. So, anybody else on, okay, all those in favor of reconsidering, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. So 3, 1, and 1, it is up for reconsideration. Now, you can take action on that.
All right. I would like to reconsider it from information that came forth from Public Works. One, that Mr. Betcher did not wait until it was finally approved before he started working on the driveway. The culvert side, that it was complete by the time Public Works went out to look at it. The culvert size that was put in was not the accurate size. It appears as if there might be potential zoning violations. And I would like it to be reconsidered. Does that mean that I move that it be rescinded?
Question for Steve, what's the proper process? Change the action we took.
Well, I think you have a couple options to choose from, and I was out last week when a lot of this discussion was going on, so Ms. Kuster is in the audience as well to help me if I say anything wrong. She knows she'll come up and correct me. But, so I think the board has a couple options, and one is a motion to rescind the previous motion, which would basically overturn the board's, or potentially overturn the board's previous action if the board chooses. That would require a supermajority vote of the board in order to do that, for that motion to be successful, to rescind. There are other options as well, which would basically reverse the board's previous decision on that motion approving the driveway access. The other option would be to make a motion to amend the previous motion. Again, in thinking through that, I'm not sure what that motion to amend would be in order to correct the issues that that Commissioner Flanders has mentioned. So that might not be as useful. Other option for the board is to simply, now that it's been, the motion to reconsider has been approved, is to put this on a future agenda item, allow staff to do some additional investigative work. It seems to me that some of the information that the board might want in order to consider a motion to rescind is not available right now. And I don't believe that either land use or the highway department have had an opportunity to speak to the landowner about these issues that have come up. And I'm not looking in the audience right now, I don't see him here as well. The board may want to give that person an opportunity to address these issues, to kind of fulfill or complete the record, so to speak, before a decision is made on a motion to rescind. The issues that are coming up will be addressed somewhat through the permitting process that Highway has to do in order to have the driveway built correctly. They'll have to approach the landowner, talk to him about those issues before the permit is issued, give instructions on how to correct it. So that, I think those issues will be addressed through that process. And same with the land use concerns as well. Any variance or any problems with the zoning ordinance with regard to the use of that property would be addressed through that process as well. And I know land use will be dealing with that. So ultimately, whether or not he comes into compliance or not, or whether or not there are issues for those departments to address, that will have to be fleshed out through further investigation and discussions with this property owner. In the meantime, like I said, the board does have those options to choose at this point. I think that answers your questions. Maybe it doesn't, but I think ultimately your options are either to continue the consideration to the next morning to get more information. There is a motion to rescind that's available to the board to rescind the previous action and basically pull the board's consent for the driveway access, which would essentially, I believe, require the property owner to then reapply for that access and present additional information to the board as required. The board can certainly instruct the landowner as to what information they're concerned about and would like him to address.
I wondered what the downside would be to giving the staff and the owner more time to talk this through. And during that time, if we put this on, and then, maybe the next meeting, I would assume that he couldn't go forward with doing anything. Is that correct, or is that not correct?
Well, I think one of the problems is he already has.
Well, right,
He's already built the driveway.
But it wasn't up to code, so as I understood it, he had to, well, maybe I'm not understanding it correctly, but take that culvert out and basically start over.
Correct. And those discussions, my understanding, and maybe Mr. Greenwood could address that to the board, what the process is for him issuing the permit, but he has not issued a permit yet. So the work has been done without a permit issued
Right,
and without
I understand
instruction
that.
as to how that design work is supposed to be done. So in essence, I would suggest that the board wants to consider this at a future board meeting, is to delay issuing that permit until the board has a chance to consider it. And then land use and highway could have some discussions with the property owner about these issues and allow him an opportunity perhaps come into the board and address some of those issues to you all.
And would we need to take action other than putting it on a future agenda to delay the action? Do we need to?
I don't think so.
Okay,
No.
thank you.
I think basically it would be just an instruction, and I think it's going to take some time to get that process done anyway. I don't see an issue with delaying issuing of the permit unless there's something I'm missing, and Jess can tell me I'm missing something.
Our standard process would be to wait, through that variance process, we instructed the property owner to not do any work until the meeting minutes were approved from the meeting that was had today. From there, we would issue an approved permit with the variance attached and the special provisions that would govern how the driveway was to be built, and then follow a normal process of checking back in with the landowner, making sure that the driveway was built appropriately, and eventually signing off on that driveway and moving forward. In this case, with the landowner having already built the driveway, depending on board action today, we will still be in communication with the landowner. We're going to have to notify him of irregularities with what he did versus what our provisions are for building a driveway correctly. The only challenge coming up here with time is going to be the weather and what can or can't be done. So beyond that, it'll be conversations with land use and how the land is going to be used by Mr. Betcher, and whether or not that's going to generate a different type of traffic that we'd have to consider for the roadway and people using the roadway.
I be part of the discussion? Good. I'm glad. Well, there's just a few things that bother me. Is one, the board was not really, the permit was asked for a agricultural access, for agricultural use. But it appears that that's not what it's going to be used for. Someone's applied to the Secretary of State to get a business license. That's been approved. Someone's putting on Facebook that they're going to operate a business out of there. That's not gone through Planning Commission That's not, I mean, I could be convinced that we could just delay this, but if we said it's going to be at the next meeting, there's no way they'll get through Planning Commission, there's no way they'll get through anything going forward. So my gut says, if you're not going to tell us the truth of what you're doing, or what appears to be the truth of what you're doing, then I have a problem. We're challenged as commissioners to uphold the ordinances of this county, and it appears the ordinance wasn't followed, and it appears the ordinance, we didn't get accurate information from the person the first time. So my gut reaction is to rescind it and say no to the variance, go through the process with Planning Commission, and come back when you have something that's approved, an approved use for what you're planning to do. And then we can talk about what that driveway looks like. Just delaying that with putting it on a future agenda, I think you're out to December or maybe even January before it gets through that whole process in land use and gets back to us. So I have a problem with leaving it linger that long. So my gut reaction is to rescind it right now, and then you can come back. There's no limit. They could come back in a month for it with accurate information if we rescind it. If we revoke it, they got to wait like 6 months, is my understandings.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, Commissioner.
So that's where I'm at. So take that for what it's worth.
So I'll ask you, Steve, putting you on the spot again, and maybe with help from Aaron, but as I understood rescind, we could take that up again at any time, and as I understood revoke, we couldn't, and maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I understood it like Brad did. So if we rescind it, that keeps him from doing anything more with the driveway now, but it doesn't prevent him from going forward with a conditional use permit for his business, and it doesn't prevent him from coming back at any time to re-request the driveway variance. Is that correct?
That would be my understanding, yes.
So that quite clearly puts the driveway on hold, but allows him to go forward with everything that he's trying to do and come back and ask us about it.
Right. Other than the fact, I mean, the complicating issue here is that the driveway is in. So that's going to have to be addressed one way or the other, either corrected so it meets standards, or two, removed. And if the board decides to rescind the previous approval for this driveway, I'm wondering if that means he has to remove it.
I see.
So that's a complication that it was involved in here. And
That, Todd.
On that CUP had nothing to do with the business. The
There was
CUP,
no
it just
CUP.
was a driveway. I mean, that's the first I heard about it when I received that email. I mean, I feel bad that we didn't get all the information up front. You know, I mean, I still maybe would have voted for it, but I just feel it wasn't done the right way. I don't want everybody across the county just saying, no, just go build it and then we deal with it later. I mean, we can't have that. I mean, we have our...
Really expensive when that's the process.
We have our ordinances in place, and that's what we have to do. We do have to follow it, and it's frustrating, you know, and, I mean, this, like I say, this might actually work out in the end, and everything will be fine, but it's not done properly, and I think we do have to follow
Doesn't he
that.
have to pull out the culvert no matter what?
Yes.
It's not the right size.
Yep, it's sized incorrectly. Yep. Which is gonna, I mean, that's gonna take a lot of work
Right.
in and of itself.
So there's already, essentially, the driveway would be unusable without a culvert in there.
Correct.
Board's wishes.
Yeah, comment. Sometimes there's called a cart and a horse, and you guys might be putting it all together. So whether we approved a drive, I don't know what the difference between if you were going to run a business, an agricultural driveway, it's a driveway on a property. It's not unusual. It's not unprecedented that we put an additional driveway to serve our property because we pay taxes on it. We can do it. Does he specifically know he had to have a conditional use permit to do his business? Maybe, maybe not. I can fix cars at my house. Do I have a conditional use permit? No. Do I need one? Maybe. Depends how carried away I get. I can sell artwork out of my house. Do I need a conditional use permit? Linda, you don't, Todd? Do I? I don't know. So that's one thing. Does he specifically know? Is he aware of it? Yes. Should he have done it? Maybe, yes. Does he know? Do you guys know? Did he know? I don't know.
Doesn't
It's an
matter. It doesn't
agricultural.
matter, but
I'm
we're-
speaking. Please just relax for a second. Does he know? Did he follow that process? I don't know. It's an agricultural driveway to an agricultural property. Did he follow the planning commission or the direct that? No. He's aware of it. Is he going to do it? Yes. Okay. So the driveway was put in. How many of you folks knew that we approved the permit, but the permit's not valid until we approve the minutes?
Until you get the permit in your hand, it's not valid.
Yep, but did any of you guys get the impression, because I sure didn't, that Public Works was working well with this taxpayer to get his driveway in to function his farm or his business, whatever he's planning on doing? Did you get that impression? Because I sure didn't. So when you get a permit approved at the board and you contact Public Works and say, can you come get this sized right? Can you come to get the culvert, to get it figured out? They said, no, we're not coming until you get the minutes approved. To me, if I was him and I was him, I'd say, they're just jerking me around again. They were not helpful in trying to get this done. They're just jerking me around. Why? Because they felt they could. Is that what he felt? Yes. So what does he do what other people would do? Same thing I would have done. Whatever, call my contractor, we're going to put it in because we're not, fine. You come out and they do it. So what did they do? They came out on the 23rd. Well, why come out on the 23rd if they didn't approve the minutes? I don't know. It's a convoluted cluster. So you've got more information you need from Mr. Betcher, correct. He's going through zoning to figure out what he's got to do. The driveway's in, it's already been done. Is it actually undersized and not done right? Have you guys dealt with a lot of these driveway issues that we've had that Public Works has said it's not right, but yet we get other contractors, other engineers to look at it and say, nope, it's okay, it's happened, it can happen again. So get the information, let them apply for it. Life goes on because there's a lot of information you folks don't have. You're not looking at the whole situation. Was he 100% forthcoming with what he had to do? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know if he was 100% sure where he had to go from the zoning aspect. So it is what it is. It's not unusual to put a driveway in. It's not unacceptable. It shouldn't even be an issue to put an extra driveway in this situation. Not sure why it has to be an issue all the time with Public Works, but that's their issue. So move forward with it, get his information, get it through zoning, ask the questions, be respectful of a taxpayer, and work with them.
I'm not sure that I disagree with anything you said, except for we just have to practically decide where we go from here. That's what I'm trying to think. I think
Steve gave you a fair option to get everything moved ahead, to get the information, to find out what it is.
I'm not sure what
So,
would happen with the driveway, though.
unless you guys are going to approve, or the sheriff's going to go out there and Public Works is going to load up equipment and go dig out a driveway for some odd reason because they have that much extra time on their hands, which they don't, which is more question marks, but life will go on. And in the spring or the fall or the winter, if it decided that you guys say you can't put a driveway into access to utilize your property, then you can take the sheriff and the Public Works vehicles out there and dig out his driveway, if that's what your plan is. But get to that point, because I think in the end of the day, when everything goes through zoning and everything gets looked at, you will probably come to a sensible decision and say, hey, you shouldn't have done the way you did. It's fine, fix the driveway, life goes on.
And that would be through the rescinding process at this point?
I don't think so, no.
It
Yeah,
could.
It
I
doesn't.
think we just opened up
rescinding-
discussion.
It doesn't matter if we delay it. He can't do anything anyway. It's what we're saying. We're saying we want to delay making a decision, which is what tabling it would be, or setting it out to a future meeting. If you rescind it, he's going to have to come back with accurate information for us to approve a variance anyway. He's going to have to come back with accurate information for us to approve the driveway as it is. There isn't any difference. He has to bring us better information for us to make an accurate decision on accurate information, and we don't have that. We didn't get it, and we don't have it. And our job is to uphold our ordinances. And when people skirt around them. How many times we let that happen will then determine how many more people are going to go around an ordinance and come back later. And it's expensive for staff, land use staff, public works staff, to chase these down all the time when they don't get permits. And you are correct. We approved a variance. We did not approve a permit. That's Public Works that approves a permit. And they hadn't approved the permit when the driveway went in. So there's two actions there, and they are separate and not the same. I still stand by, we should just rescind it, and he has to go back to ground one and do it through the right proper channels to get there.
But you guys keep going off on this thing about the business form, the conditional use permit. What if his business doesn't turn up to be anything in a month or 2 months or anything, or it's gone in a year? It's
The driveway won't go away.
No, it won't.
I know.
But it's not there. You don't have to have this business or conditional use permit to put the driveway in. This driveway is for his farm. So I don't, you got separate issues.
I'm concerned
So-
with the intentions of how the driveway was put in, and leading right up to his remodeled building. I mean, there's, all the intent there is to put that thing in full operation. And I feel that will change the traffic on that road, and that was information that we weren't given. Like I said, I maybe still would approve this thing, but I just want all the information to come out. Let's be straightforward. This is where we're looking. This is what we're doing. This is what I want to do. And yes, you are a taxpayer, and we're going to do everything that we can to get your livelihood and keep your livelihood. It
You got that
is his
impression?
property. I don't know.
No.
I can't tell how he feels.
I can tell you how he felt.
Well, when
I
he
don't
sat
know
there
if
and
it
just
was-
said it was all ag, it was just the goats, it was just the, and.
I don't, no,
there's-
you listen to
yeah,
it again, I don't think
yeah.
he said that, but I get it, and I think probably everybody's in agreement that you need to get more information, whatever way, direction you go from there, but
Well, I think we do need more information, and I think he needs a chance
Yep, absolutely.
those things are true. And I think the question we're really asking is, well, what's the process with this permit in the meantime? And one would be to rescind. One would be to not rescind. And I'm still kind of struggling with the pros and cons of those two choices. So I don't know if you can weigh in any way that might be helpful.
That's the tough question. I think, if the board is inclined to rescind today, they could certainly make that same motion at the next board meeting. And I kind of always lean towards giving people an opportunity to explain themselves before making those decisions, but that's the way, when we're dealing with
I
folks.
see.
When we're dealing with folks in court, we want to make sure we hear the whole story before we make the decision. But either way, you're getting to the same result, which is, the board all agrees that you want more information. So it's
Right.
either rescind and have a reapplication with the information contained therein, or it's continue this discussion at the next board meeting to to consider that motion to rescind at that time and give this property
I
owner
see.
a
So
chance
then
to
he
speak to all
would
these things.
be given notice, he would be able to give input, we would be able to hear his side of the story.
And particularly with regard to what kind of businesses he's planning on operating out of that
Right.
structure, we don't know the details on that. But again, it's two different ways to get to the same goal for the board.
And what is the downside in postponing a rescission discussion until the next meeting and giving this gentleman a chance to come in and talk to us?
Well, I think Commissioner Anderson addressed some of those concerns, in his comments, but it does delay, obviously it delays things a little bit, so that's the downside, I guess. But either way,
But rescinding would certainly delay
right,
things as well.
right, it's
so-
going to delay it regardless. And again, the big complication is that the driveway's already in, so that's an issue that's going to have to be dealt with one way or another.
But either way, it would have to be dealt with.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so one of my issues with this is the amount of time and money that gets put into an incident when people decide to go off and just do what they want. Land use is already dealing with one of those that's gotten to be quite expensive for the county. would like to see Land Use and Public Works to have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Betcher, and I would like Mr. Betcher to have an opportunity to come back and talk to us. So, not sure if I can make the motion correctly or not, but I would make a motion that it's put on hold till the next meeting, that Land Use and Public Works has an opportunity to talk to Mr. Betcher, and that Mr. Betcher has an opportunity to come and speak to us at the next meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded, we table this till the next meeting and ask Mr. Betcher to come to the meeting and ask Land Use and Public Works to have reports for us at that meeting.
With whatever options we could do to get this under as much control as possible.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Committee reports.
Just had one other business item. We haven't officially, I don't think we've officially come up with a time for the next budget meeting. Correct, Andrew? You got?
Yep. Right after the HHS meeting.
Okay. And I had made the comment back with when the information got sent out, unless it was at like 6 o'clock at night, I won't be attending, so.
Okay, so noted.
Mr.
else?
Chair, Mr. Chair, this is Scott, the county administrator. We had talked about, we surveyed the board as far as going right after HHS or possibly at 6 p.m. And I do believe Andrea has the results of that survey that was mixed. I think some people wanted to go right after HHS to reduce the travel time. Others, others were fine either way. And then I think Jason preferred in the evening. So anyways, Andrea might have more to add on that, so.
No, that's correct.
Okay, claims.
Motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Been moved and seconded, we pay the bills. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.